I just realized that the first video just cut off, and I was showing you that on each of these bins is a magnet, and that magnet indicates the type of feed in each bin. Right now they're eating starter because they're young, and in a few days, not too long from now, they'll start eating what they call grower and then withdrawal. The reason they have different types is just like for us boys and girls. A baby drinks milk and then it eats cereal, and then we move on to other things. And also they need the correct nutrients. So it's the same way with birds. They get the kind of feed that they need at each stage to help them grow. Okay, I'm going to go on into the house, into the control room right now. I was using a tool this morning, and I'll post a couple of pictures of what it's called a chick vent. It helps me determine how long how long to pull air through the houses when the temperatures fluctuate like they do. It's a great tool. Right here is the water chart. You remember, boys and girls, how we did some math, and we did some we got the water reading of how many total gallons they were drinking and divided it by the number of thousands, which is 28, and came up with a number using decimal points and all of that. Anyway, we chart it, and look how great they're doing. They're tracking right along above the target projection for the flock. Remember, we said anything above that line is good, or in between these two lines right here, but we just don't want to fall below. And if you can tell by the dots, they're having a steady increase of consumption, and so that's awesome. That means they're growing right along just as they should. Okay, when I was talking earlier about the brains and the controller and the computer system, this is what I was talking about. Okay, I'm going to step into the pan like we always do to disinfect my shoes, my boots, so as not to bring anything into the house. Woo! Feels good in here. They're all spread out. Okay, they're comfy. Our temperature today is 83.5. That's our target temperature that we're trying to maintain, and it's of course in the 50s or so, I think, outside. Believe it or not, it's only been a couple of days, but look at these chicks growing. See the tail feathers now? You can really see them. They were coming on when I showed you the wing the last time, but the more they kind of trot around, the older they get. You can see their little tail feathers shining. But I need to raise the drinkers again to keep those floors dry and to make sure that they're getting as much of that water as possible into their bodies. But they're happy. I don't know if you've noticed, but their cheep, chirp, all of that sounds, it changes. It's kind of like, boys' voices change when they get a certain age, but it sounds different as they grow. Mr. Willie, that's one of the people that help us on the farm. He's been in here this morning, and so he's worked and picked up those that didn't make it overnight. Y'all hear him? So I can show you what difference a couple of days makes. Remember the day I was telling you about if there's too much water dripping in a certain spot, it develops cake. Can you see right here, this yellow thing is a water regulator. It regulates the pressure of the water that's going down the line. And sometimes around that, there'll be some dripping. Can you tell the difference in, let me see if I can, yeah. You see how this is loose looking? And this is kind of more smooshed together, kind of flattened out. That's what we call cake. Not the kind of cake you eat, boys and girls. You certainly would not want to do that. Because what is on the floor, we call litter. But really what it is, guys, boys and girls, I know you're going to laugh when I say this. It's chicken poop. And it builds up. It's something that builds up over time. And when there's cake, there's a special machine that you use to get that out. It just gets that gets clumped together right off of the top. It can be used for fertilizer. There are truckers that can come and get that and then spread it on the farm land or wherever they might use it. Everything we use, everything that happens here on the farm, as far as in the houses, the live birds and the litter and everything, we try to kind of recycle for some purpose or another. Even when we incinerate the birds and we cremate them and have ash, that ash can be spread on a garden or used as fertilizer as well. Something else I don't think I have shown you, but in the litter you will see, see how there are white specks? That's a good sign that your birds are converting the feed that they take in properly, that they're not just eliminating it too quickly, that their body is processing it as it should. They're called white caps, and when you see that in the houses, it means that they're comfortable and they're growing, that the feed that they're taking in and the water and all that they're taking in is converting to flesh, to meat, to body weight, and that is a good thing. Okay, oh, you hear my little chicken, so I'm going to go ahead and show you. If you can see, I'm holding him by the hocks. That's what kind of like the thigh is called. He's growing. You see his feathers on his wing. Look at that. See? And you can see his little tail feathers. Shake your tail feathers. Okay, he's growing well, and he or she, because we do have male and female. And some people ask us about the roosters crowing, but they don't grow to the age of where they mature in that way, and we hear crowing. We used to grow larger birds, even larger than the 42-day birds that I talked about. There you go, buddy. And they would get to the place where you would hear some of them crowing. Okay, guys, so they're milling around, comfortable 83 degrees or so, even though it's 50 something outside. You see the sunshine. Doing well, growing well. I'm going to go raise the lines now. In a couple of days, we'll take these feeders that look like buckets up. Remember, guys, the orange ones, turbo feeders? We'll take those. We'll begin to take those away in about 3 days or so, 3 or 4 days, and we'll begin to raise the feed lines as well, because they'll continue to grow. And we try to keep the feed pans where they're about chest high for them, breast high, I guess you'd say. right. I think that's it for the day. Y'all have a great day. Love you guys.